Poor cell service is one of the biggest frustrations when traveling in a van, especially if you rely on staying connected. Whether it's email, web browsing, or hotspotting your laptop for work, a weak signal can bring everything to a halt. Today, I'm excited to test whether the HiBoost cell phone booster can actually fix that. We're going to hit the road, put it through real-world tests, and see if it truly makes a difference. And honestly, the results surprised me. This is the HiBoost Travel 3.0 RV Max, designed specifically for RVs and vans to boost weak cellular signals for better calls, faster data, and more reliable streaming. In my last video, I covered the full installation and setup. Before we get into the test results, let's do a quick recap of how the system works and how I installed it in our van. A cell signal booster works by capturing an existing weak signal with an outdoor antenna, amplifying that signal through a booster unit, and rebroadcasting the stronger signal inside the vehicle. This system has three main components: an outdoor antenna, the signal booster, and an indoor antenna. I mounted the outdoor antenna to my 80/20 roof rack, routed the cable through the rear pillar vents, installed the booster in the garage area, and placed the indoor antenna in the kitchen galley. Power was tapped into an existing switch so I can easily turn the booster on and off. The installation took a few hours, mostly due to planning and prepping the electrical circuit. Overall, I'm very happy with the installation. The components feel high quality, and the kit included extra parts that made mounting easier. One standout feature is the folding antenna mount. I expect to leave it up most of the time, but it's great to have the option to fold it down whenever needed. If performance ever falls short, there are two easy adjustments I can make. Increasing the height of the outdoor antenna using the included extension poles, and increasing the distance between the indoor and outdoor antennas. Right now, everything is operating normally with no error indicators from the booster. Now, let's talk about performance. To test the system, I drove to multiple locations with different levels of cellular service. I am on the T-Mobile network, and my signal typically ranges from strong 5G all the way down to SOS mode. The test locations included no service SOS mode, 1 to 2 bars LTE, 3 to 4 bars of LTE, 1 to 2 bars of 5G, and 3 to 4 bars of 5G. At each location, I parked the van, placed my phone on a table, and ran the same test, first with the booster off and then with it on. To quantify signal strength, I used the iPhone Field Test Mode to record signal level, band, quality, and tower ID. The real-world test included download and upload speed test, making phone calls, sending photo text messages, streaming YouTube videos, and using my phone as a hotspot to stream video on my laptop. I ran multiple trials where possible and tried to stay consistent. This wasn't a lab-grade scientific test. The goal was simple. Does my cell service work better with the booster? Let's take a look at what I found out. Here are the results from the first test location. I drove to an area where I just barely had signal. Even though I called this test a no signal test, there was just enough signal for the booster to amplify it. As you can see, with the booster off, my phone had no usable signal and could not function. With the booster on, I was able to send a text message, but not much else. I performed this test to see if the cell signal booster could pick up a very weak but unusable signal and amplify it just enough to make it usable. In the second test, I drove to an area with a low LTE signal. I was happy with the results of this test, and I think this is where the system works best. Without the booster, I was not able to use my phone much at all. Text messages would not send, and phone calls either would not go through or were dropped. With the booster on, my phone worked as normal, and I could quickly send text messages, stream videos, and use my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. In test number 3, the booster again significantly improved low LTE signal and gave me extremely fast internet and full phone capabilities. In the next test, I drove to an area with minimal 5G coverage. You can see that even with 1 bar of 5G, the phone performs great, and turning the booster on only slightly improves performance. This was also documented in the final test. Based on the results, the booster does improve cellular performance. You can see it quantitatively in faster download and upload speeds, and qualitatively in things like faster message delivery and reduced video buffering. One thing that surprised me, the number of signal bars on my phone did not change very much. Occasionally, I saw an increase of 1 or 2 bars, but not consistently. Where the booster really shines is in marginal coverage areas. In several locations where the phone was nearly unusable without the booster, it became quite usable with it on. That alone can be a game changer. In general, the booster can sometimes turn almost no signal into a weak but usable connection. More often, it strengthens already weak LTE into something more reliable. And in strong 5G areas, performance was already excellent, and the booster did not make a noticeable difference. It is also important to be clear, if there is truly no signal at all, a booster cannot create one. Overall, the HiBoost Travel 3.0 RV Max does exactly what it claims. It improves reliability when signals are weak, and that's when it matters the most. You may have noticed another device on the table during some of the tests. That's coming up in my next video, where I will be testing how the Connect 10 multi-carrier cellular Wi-Fi router pairs with this booster. Combined, this might be the ultimate setup for staying connected while roaming. Stay tuned.